Hi everyone, Mr. Messier here with some information about student arrival and dismissal for the upcoming school year. What's in this video? Well, we're going to talk about student arrival with the parent drop-off, as well as by bus, the entry into the building, the temperature scanning process, and our student waiting spaces that will be available for students as they wait to begin morning meeting. We'll also talk about dismissal. We'll talk about our first dismissal and second dismissal, which are relatively similar to experiences students have had here in the building in the past, and then our new grade level exits. So student arrival. Students can be dropped off by their parents here at Algonquin, and it will be operating in the same manner that it has in the past on the parent side of things. We'll have a comparable number of students that'll be dropping off this year. They'll be dropped off. And that's because we're going to have half enrollment and also a number of students that are participating in a virtual model too. So while we're expecting an increase in the number of parents that will be driving their children to school, they'll be doing so on an every other day basis. So that should allow for our traffic pattern to follow a similar format as in the past. Before 7:20 a.m., students may be dropped off at the main entrance. No student should arrive here at Algonquin before 7 a.m. though. So 7 a.m. is the very earliest that a student may arrive here at AMS. After 7:20 a.m., students should be dropped off in the main parking lot to the right of the building when coming in off of Route 66. We'll show a map in just a second. Drivers there should form a single line that loops around and allows students to exit on the sidewalk, following the arrows outlined in the graphic that'll be on the next screen. Please do not drop off students in the middle of the parking area. Again, we'll illustrate that in a second. So to recap the times, students may arrive beginning at 7 a.m. Before 7:20 a.m., students may be dropped off at the main entrance. However, beginning at 7:20, that's when the buses will start using that front loop. We ask parents to go to the side of the building and drop off in the Papa parking lot. So here's an image, an aerial image drawing of the school grounds. You'll notice Route 66 here on the front, and then the driveway that enters into the school property. We ask the parents take a right, an immediate right into the parking lot and continuously make a single loop and drop off their students on the sidewalk that's highlighted here in yellow, and then proceed to exit carefully out of this space. Morning arrival is a busy time here at AMS, and this year will be no exception to that. So we ask that parents exercise extreme caution and emphasize safety for all people in our parking area. Students, of course, may also be dropped off by bus. And our buses will let students off as they arrive at AMS each day. Drivers will monitor the temperature scanning lines so that students are not waiting outside for an extended period of time. They'll be watching those lines and they'll release students as the line processes. Here's an aerial view, a map of our building and our three large spaces outlined for you with the auditorium, the gold gym, and the blue gym. And notice those three golden spaces located down below on the map. Those are our grade level entrances. So our first one is for grade 6 near the auditorium, grade 7 near the gold gym, and grade 8 near the blue gym. Grade 6 students will enter through the main foyer entrance, and they'll proceed to the auditorium. There'll be a line that'll be demarcated with arrows and social distancing markers for students to queue into the building, coming in 6-foot intervals, of course, and traveling down this loop, and then stopping here at the Blue Star where we will have a temperature scanning machine. We'll have staff members that'll be monitoring this area. Once students have been cleared for entry, they'll enter the auditorium and have a seat in our socially distanced marked special seating. The gold gym entrance, again, that aerial view, will zoom in on the gold gym. And in this entrance, students will come through the door and they'll proceed through the arrows that are marked here, where they'll arrive eventually at their temperature scanning station and then enter the gold gym, where they'll find a location where they will stand. That location will be demarcated by blue and gold X's on the floor that are also placed at socially distanced markings. Grade 8 students will enter through the blue gym, and that will be, of course, in the bottom left of your screen. Let's zoom in on that area. You can see students will enter through that door and then also follow through on the marked lines and arrows and then loop around to the blue star location where their temperature will be scanned. Again, there'll be blue and gold X's on the gym floor to note where students can wait. How will the temperature scanner work? Well, here's a brief video that was provided by the company that manufactures the scanner that will demonstrate how it works. Let's take a look. You'll notice it looks like an iPad that students will walk up to. Here the salesperson is demonstrating it. They zoom in a little bit, they position their face so that it can be seen on the screen, and then they're cleared for entry. Let's watch it again. So again, they walk up to the screen, they look at it, it'll give direction to say move a little closer or step a little bit back. Zoom, all set, moving on. If a student was to register a temperature over 100, they would be asked to go to an isolation area and to be picked up. However, once you are cleared for entry, you're going to enter the grade level waiting spaces. Well, as we said, there's 3 large spaces, grade 6 in the auditorium, grade 7 in the gold gym, and grade 8 in the blue gym. And that's where students will wait until 7:45 a.m. when morning meeting will begin. In the auditorium, we have gold tape placed on the back of seats that it is permissible to sit in. In the gyms, we place blue and gold X's on the floor at 6 feet intervals. X will mark the spot where you can wait. You can stand, you can sit, but we ask that you stay in your X location. There are student models showing us how it's done. Students will be dismissed by rows from their grade level waiting spaces, and they'll move directly to their morning meeting locations. Here's how the traffic pattern will work. Students will exit from the back of those large spaces, being dismissed by rows, of course, and they'll travel down into their grade level area. Having 3 separate grade level spaces gives us the chance to be able to use our 3 grade level hallways as well. And the traffic flow will work out pretty well for students to be able to travel directly to their morning meeting location. At the end of the day, we'll be ready for student dismissal at 2:25 p.m. as in past years here at AMS. And our first dismissal is for students who ride the bus. So students who ride the bus will be dismissed by rows from their classrooms, and students will move directly to their bus. Not having students stop at their lockers will make this process more efficient, as they'll have their backpacks with them in their last period class. Our second dismissal is for parent pickup. We ask that parents that arrive early for parent pickup please park in the PAFA parking lot in the blue area that's highlighted on the map. Please do not wait. Again, do not wait in the red area outlined here on the map. Do not put your car there and park or in a stationary position, as this will cause traffic to back up onto Route 66 and prohibit parents from traveling in and parking as directed in the middle of the PAFA parking lot. It also prevents our buses from being able to leave the campus in an orderly and efficient fashion, which will then slow down parent pickup. Again, for second dismissal, students will be picked up by dismissed by rows from the classroom, and they'll move directly to their parent pickup areas. There are a number of areas that parents may select to have their child picked up from, and we ask that you communicate with your child directly where you would like to identify them each day when you pick them up. That could be in our parent pickup area, which is designated for that purpose, on the sidewalk where students are dropped off, or outside of their grade level entrance and exit. Grade 6 being, of course, at the main entrance, the gold gym for grade 7, and the blue gym for grade 8. Well, there you have it, student arrival and dismissal for the fall 2020 school year. Thank you for watching as we make our student arrival and dismissal safe for our students.